on my way now. I'm on my way now. I'm on my way now.
Is this everything you imagined Transylvania to be?
I know, it's not to make it sound stereotypical, but look at it.
Well, good morning from Transylvania. We are very excited to say that. When we decided to come to Romania, we knew that this is the area that we had to come to.
So today we're doing a bit of a day trip from Brasov, that's where we were last week in last week's video, and we're visiting some very, very iconic spots today.
Yeah, check it out right behind me.
Ooh.
Just a castle.
So we're going to be visiting a couple of spots today. We're starting things off at Bran Castle, which is otherwise known as Dracula's Castle, although I think that connection is a bit debatable.
So you start out here with this really steep walk with a great look at this intimidating, beautiful castle. Look at that thing. Oh my, these are so narrow.
I don't know where we're going either, but it's the narrowest set of stairs ever if you're claustrophobic. Do not come up here.
I gotta show you guys. Hold on, look at this. That's what we just came down. Well, I didn't expect it to be all furnished like this.
Yeah, I did a little bit of research before coming here, and it does date back to like 1377 or something like that. And at the time, for like hundreds of years, it was mainly used as a fortress, but more recently, I think it was in like 1920, it was handed over to the royal family, and Queen Marie, I think was her name, mainly lived here. So a lot of furnishings are from that period.
So I guess in the summertime, right now we're here in the winter, in the off season, this place is really busy. I guess it's just crawling with people, and there's huge lines to get in here. So, fun fact, this castle used to be used for defense primarily against the Ottomans, and after that, it was actually used as a trading post. I guess this castle was one of the main trading posts because the area of Transylvania is just known for trading back then.
And then more recently, in I think 1920, Transylvania became part of Romania. It was previously part of Hungary, so it was handed over to the royal family, and I guess this was a favorite home of Queen Marie. A lot more recently, well, in the communist regime, I think there was no monarchy here, and there is still no monarchy, but it was handed back about 20 years ago, maybe something like that, to the Habsburg family. They run it today along with the town of Bran.
So it looks like once you get to the bottom here in this little courtyard, you're at the exit, but we do have to tell you about probably the most interesting thing here, well, we think it is.
I'm sure you're dying to know the Dracula connection, so we'll get to that.
So we're down here in the courtyard and we're at the well, and there's money down here.
Yeah, you want to make a wish?
I don't know if I can reach it though. Can't quite get there. There's about like 10 lei in there. What's that? 3 USD?
Something like that.
All right, so Dracula, let's talk about that. So of course Dracula is a fictional character, or is he? Huh? So it was the book, it's a book, it was written back in 1897 by Bram Stoker. Now he's actually an Irish author, and really fun fact, he's never stepped foot in Transylvania.
Right, so that leaves us to what's the connection here between this castle and Dracula? There's a couple of kind of dubious connections that are a little debatable. One is that Bram Stoker saw a photo or like a painting of this castle and based Dracula's castle off of it. Some people argue that he did or didn't, but I guess some of the passages in the book it kind of only could possibly relate to this castle based on all the castles in Romania, but some
Interesting.
people argue that. The other thing is that Dracula may or may not be based off a guy named
Vlad?
Vlad Tempe, I think was his
Yeah.
name, and he was a former ruler in this area in like
Yes.
the 1400s.
What's his nickname again? Is it
Vlad the
Impaler?
Impaler. Yeah. So
Ruthless guy.
He was a very he was a there was a lot of battles that happened. He was pretty ruthless in battles and known for doing some pretty awful things. I think he was maybe sort of based off that. I think his nickname is also Vlad Dracul because his
Okay.
father it was based off his father's last name.
So to me, it kind of sounds like a combo, really. I think.
Yeah, it is a combo, and again, like people argue that it's kind of based off
Yeah.
of it, kind of not.
It's pretty cool to be here, just walking around. Like it's kind of like there's spooky vibes. It's just everything I imagined it to be. So we highly recommend you visit this place.
So we are now at our second stop. This one is called Rashnov Fortress or Citadel.
You may have noticed that the weather has changed a bit. Now it's foggy. Like it was sunny, but it's been flipping back
Well,
and
it
forth.
started off as foggy when we left this morning,
Mm-hmm.
and then by the time we got to the castle, it was like beautiful and sunny. And then as we left the castle, you could just see the fog coming in.
Yeah,
It was
it's
crazy.
so cool. So we're on our way up to this place, and it's just like you can see the fog going in and out of the trees. It's so spooky. It's eerie. It's everything I imagined this place to be. So we were told coming up here that it was, well, it's foggy today, and it kind of is a bummer because we're not going to get to see the views from here. We're hoping that clears up, but wow, is this ever neat.
I know, it's really, really cool. It creates kind of an eerie feeling, as we already
Yes.
said. Like, it's really, really kind of haunting. So this fortress was actually built between 1211 and 1225, so it's very, very old. And it's placed directly on top of this hill, so you have like a 360 view. And I think it was very strategically placed because there's something called a Brand Pass that's nearby, which is where the armies would go through. So it was very, very well placed in terms of defense. So the people from the nearby villages would actually have to come up here and take refuge from invading armies. So they actually ended up living here for decades. I guess this is probably where they lived, like in these houses right by us.
So a couple of important things to know if you're coming here. First, probably the biggest one is wear very good footwear. Make sure you have good shoes.
Yeah, definitely. It's very, very tricky to walk around
Yes.
here. The rocks are really slippery. It also costs 12 lei per person, which I think
Yeah.
is about $3 US.
Not too bad.
So now we've just come up to a little bit higher of a spot. I think this may be as high as you can get, but look, it looks like maybe the fog is starting to burn off even more.
I know that happened really fast, and you can kind of see the sun hitting the red roofs. I think we have a small chance, like a very small one.
Hope so.
So just to show you guys, look at this. It probably looks like a gray screen. I feel like that's really close to us, and it's just a wall of fog. Then you go this way, and it's clearing, like very, very fast, as we said. Wow, the views are stunning. Well, how fun was that?
It was a great day.
That was everything we hoped this would be. You know, coming in Transylvania, we had some high expectations, and I would say it exceeded them.
Yeah, and there's some very, very unique history here, and I feel like we got to see a little part of it.
Yes, absolutely. It was so cool going to the castle as well. And then this, like, we weren't as excited for, and then
It's really cool.
turns out it's very cool. It is even more amazing when you catch it when it's a bit foggy.
Yeah, I feel like we lucked out with the weather.
I know, absolutely. Guys, if you happen to be new around here and you don't know who we are, I'm Trevor and this is Anna. We're the Delightful Travelers. Make sure to hit the subscribe button, and there's a little bell. If you click that, it will allow you to follow along on our adventures. Now, in the last video, we were exploring Brasov. You might want to watch that.
Yes, I would definitely go back and watch that. That was a very cool little medieval city.
Yeah.
And then next week we're going to another place here in Transylvania.
Yes.
And I haven't quite figured out how to pronounce the name. I think it's something like
Shigi.
Shigi
In
Sigisora?
English, like how we would pronounce it by looking at it would be Sigisora. So it's kind of fun to say, but we know it's wrong, but we promise we will learn. But Sigisora or Shikisora, it's a small little town, even more north from here. So it's, I think it's going to be very picturesque, would you say?
Yes, I think so. All right, guys, that's it.
From Transylvania, wishing you delightful travels.
See you soon.
Oh,